words and the content of the book, the curriculum. There are 3.5, almost 3.5 units, not chapters, but units which are new. So to complete that right away would not be possible, but I would try my level best to take you through, walk you through to the major components which are there that have changed. So without much delay, shall we start? I assume that English and Hindi would be a comfortable language. So starting from unit 1 here, it consists of AI reflection, project cycle, and ethics. AI reflection, ethics were already part of the curriculum. It's the project cycle which has been included as unit 1, which was already there, and a portion of evaluation, जो क्लास 10th का लास्ट टॉपिक होता था. आई डोंट नो हाउ, बट ये अब क्लास 9 में हम कैसे समझाएंगे वुड बी अ चैलेंज. सो आई एम गोइंग टू discuss it, how we can go through it, and how we can encourage our children to understand it. So when this additional contents that is there in unit 1 is that the first one is a project cycle, then there's a concept of deployment, this confusion matrix, AI project cycle mapping template, evaluation, evaluate terminologies, and difference between ethics and morals. I am not going to read the slide to you. So what I wanted to tell you here is, previously what we had as a project cycle, there were 5 major steps to the project cycle. हम सबको याद है, problem scoping, data acquisition, data exploration, modeling, और evaluation पे वो stop हो जाता था. Now suddenly they realized it कि there's a deployment which should always be there. I mean, for any project cycle, evaluation पे stopping नहीं होती है. Actually क्या है, when you made a project, its main purpose is that it should be deployed at the place where it has been asked for. So here we are going to have, what does it says to be a project cycle? If you can see my screen, it says problem scoping, data acquisition, data exploration, modeling, evaluation, and deployment. Primarily, if I wanted to tell you, there is going to be a question which I think would be a 4-marker here. They haven't even abhi tak to release their marking scheme and a sample question paper for class 9th or for class 10. But project cycle पे question जरूर होता है. So what does that mean is that we are going to get a scenario here and we have to map that scenario into these 6 steps. Now, problem scoping primarily means seeing the feasibility of the project, whether it's feasible or not. Data acquisition means that you have to acquire a data. So मैं हमेशा जो example देती हूँ, I always tell them in class 9 that in the school that I belong to have got many sections in class 9. So I keep telling them, so that my AI project is now that I have to predict the highest scorer of my class 9, the one who's going to get the highest marks in class 9. So when I talk about problem scoping, I always see whether it is feasible or not. Yes, it is a feasible thing to do. Data acquisition means how do I acquire a data? So what do I do is I go to the IT in charge of my school. I tell him, मुझे क्लास 9 में A से लेके G section तक जितने भी बच्चे उन सबका रिजल्ट दे रहे. So data acquisition here means that I've acquired the class-wise, section-wise report of all the students. Exploration means now from that 5 or 6 sections that I've taken, 42 students into 6, I don't think so all that data is what I require. It's too much of a data for me. So what do? Is I filter that data in such a manner that I only seek that information that I require. उसे data exploration कहते हैं. So a huge set of data that you have, you filter it as per your requirement and take only what is required. So out of those 6 sections, I only pick up the highest scorer. So 6 बच्चों के नाम आ गए. उन 6 बच्चों के नाम में से I have to see who's the highest scorer. So from 42 into 6 records, I've reduced my data set to only 6 records. So this is what is data exploration. Modeling means it is primarily अब हम डिजाइन फेस में आते हैं. मॉडलिंग, हर प्रोजेक्ट की जो मॉडलिंग का मतलब, अगर आप आर्किटेक्चरल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से वो डब्बे से वो बिल्डिंग का एक मिनिएचर फॉर्मेट बनाते हैं. प्रोजेक्ट साइकिल के साथ जब आप एआई प्रोजेक्ट साइकिल की बात करते हैं तो मॉडलिंग प्राइमरीली मींस इट कैन बी अ सॉफ्टवेयर, इट कैन बी अ हार्डवेयर, a replica of what they want as an output, probably. Evaluation here means that these are those techniques which are implemented in order to check that the projects is appropriately working as per the requirement or not. Deployment, ये इन्होंने नया word use किया है और बच्चों के लिए भी new होगा. तो you have to tell them that deployment primarily means that you have to actually integrate the best performing model into the production environment. That you have to actually put it to a set up into a situation where it was required. So this is what it talks about. Yes, they have included an evaluation here. Now, what is an evaluation? We had already this portion of it in class 10th last chapter. It's been included here, but a portion of it is here. So evaluation models that they are talking about. So they'd say that evaluation is in the fifth portion, the fifth step of a project cycle. And what are the techniques that they can use? So these are the 4 techniques that you can see on the screen: accuracy, precision, recall, and F1 score. So when I talk about these 5 of them, we don't have to actually tell them the ways of evaluating these techniques as per the syllabus that is given. It is just that you have to introduce this thing, and you have to introduce the concept of a confusion matrix that's there. So this is what you have to tell them. Okay, so before I tell you the confusion matrix, there's this scenario which is already given in the textbook. And it's already given in the AI handbook as well. Now, scenario here says that you have to make an AI model for a forest and see the forest have a tendency and very much a frequency of catching fire. So what you have to do there is, now you have to check the model has to be prepared in such a manner to predict whether there'll be a fire or not, a forest fire. So there are 2 concepts that we talk about. We talk about prediction, reality. बच्चों को मैं ऐसे समझाती हूँ कि prediction का मतलब है जो हम इंग्लिश में बोलते हैं, क्या आप predict करोगे. मैं predict करती हूँ कि आप मेरी क्लास में AI सब्जेक्ट में highest scorer लेपोगे. So that is my prediction, but the reality will come when I get the results. And the day I get the results, if my prediction and reality matches, that is the best day of my life. When I say that you're going to be the highest scorer and you come as a highest scorer, so that is the best portion of it. Now, you have to tell them about prediction, reality in the same manner as a simple English statement. You have to tell them that how prediction and reality is talked in terms of AI model. That means the model that I'm making right now will be predicting a result. And if that predicted result matches the reality, then what would be there? So there are 4 scenarios to it. मतलब आप सोच के देखो, 2 कंडीशन है आपके पास, yes no की. आप परम्यूटेशन कॉम्बिनेशंस करोगे तो उसमें 4 सिनेरियोस निकलेंगे. दोनों yes, दोनों no, एक yes, एक no, पहला no, दूसरा yes. यही 4 सिनेरियोस है. सो अगर आप प्रिडिक्शन है और मैं रियलिटी हूं, सब कुछ प्रिडिक्शन पे डिपेंड करता है क्योंकि हम मॉडल क्रिएट कर रहे हो कि मॉडल ने क्या प्रिडिक्ट किया. दैट इज व्हाट इज द कोड. सो इफ यू सी इन द स्क्रीन हियर, you will see that the left side is represented by prediction and the right side is represented by the reality. जब दोनों सेम प्लेटफॉर्म पे हैं तो हमेशा ट्रू पॉजिटिव होगा. So when I say when the prediction is yes and the reality is yes, then the output would be a true positive. मतलब मैं और आप जब सेम कंसेंट पे अग्री करते हैं, चाहे दोनों yes बोले चाहे दोनों no बोले, जब हम दोनों yes बोलते हैं तो ट्रू पॉजिटिव होता है, जब हम दोनों नो बोलते हैं तो ट्रू नेगेटिव होता है. सो आई ऑलवेज टेल देम जो फर्स्ट वर्ड है आपका, दैट इज ट्रू या फॉल्स, डिपेंड करता है जब बोथ ऑफ अस आर ऑन द सेम पेज. मतलब आप भी बोल रहे हो जो और मैं जो बोल रही हूँ, हम दोनों का कंसेंट होना चाहिए. आपने बोला yes और मैंने भी बोला yes, तो पहला वर्ड ट्रू होगा, ये फिक्स्ड है. सो लेट्स टेक दिस ट्रू पॉजिटिव. अब हम दोनों नो बोल रहे हैं तो पहला वर्ड तो ट्रू है, बट ना हमेशा नेगेटिव बात होती है, तो ये ट्रू नेगेटिव हो जाएगा. यू हैव टू मेक देम लर्न इन योर क्लास ओनली बिकॉज आई ऑल्सो डू इट इन द सेम मैनर. आई मेक देम लर्न इन द क्लास. आप और मैं है, आप प्रिडिक्शन हो, मैं रियलिटी हूँ. आप और मैं अगर सेम कंसेंट में तो पहला वर्ड ट्रू आएगा। जब आप और मैं सेम कंसेंट में पॉजिटिव है दैट मीन्स हम ट्रू में, जब हम नेगेटिव है तो नो है, तो ये इसलिए हो गया ट्रू नेगेटिव। जब आप और मैं एक कंसेंट पे नहीं है तो पहला वर्ड फॉल्स होगा, दैट इज फॉर श्योर। तो आप देखिए थर्ड और फोर्थ सिनेरियो फॉल्स है आपका, ठीक है। प्रिडिक्शन पे डिपेंड करता है, अगर प्रिडिक्शन ग्रीन है तो पॉजिटिव है, अगर प्रिडिक्शन रेड है तो नेगेटिव है। आप इधर देख के देख सकते हो, पहला आप और मैं सेम पेज पे नहीं है तो हम पहली चीज में तो हम फॉल्स हो गए। यस, अगर प्रिडिक्शन का यस है तो हमेशा पॉजिटिव होगा, प्रिडिक्शन का नो है तो हमेशा नेगेटिव होगा। These are the four scenarios. You have to explain them and let them know कि there can be some more scenarios to it. So हमने जो बुक में सिनेरियो डाला है वो हमने एक और सिनेरियो डाला है कि to know whether the student will get a perfect score in the examination or not. तो उससे भी आपको पता चल जाएगा अगर बच्चे का, किसी भी बच्चे का क्लास 10 के बोर्ड एग्जाम में या क्लास 9 के एग्जाम में will get a perfect score or not. So you have to tell them with any number of examples. You can tell your children also कि आप भी कोई एक एग्जाम्पल बताओ कि आपको AI मॉडल बताना है। Believe me, when you tell your kids to do this scenario, एक कोई भी एक मुझे सिनेरियो बताओ तो आपको लगेगा पता कि how many things that they can make as an AI model. You have to tell them कि आपको 17 SDGs को इम्प्लीमेंट करना है और AI मॉडल का एक आइडिया देना है। तो आप देखो कि इतने सारे आइडियाज वो लेकर आएंगे और आप you can tell them to make a presentation out of it, or you can see this portion when we are teaching them as the first chapter of AI. You cannot expect children to know what is AI at this stage. So what you're trying to tell them is making them aware of the project concept. आप क्या समझाने की कोशिश करें यहाँ पे कि जो AI मॉडल प्रोजेक्ट है वो 17 SDG प्रॉब्लम से इम्प्लीमेंट होता है, वो बेस उसका 17 SDG प्रॉब्लम्स है। सो दैट कैन बी टेकन केयर ऑफ, बट इफ यू एक्सपेक्ट देम कि वो पूरा समझ जाए मॉडल क्या होता है और इम्प्लीमेंटेशन, वो नहीं हो पाएगा। इवैल्यूएशन का आपको सिर्फ कॉन्सेप्ट समझाना है। सो एंड यू ऑल्सो हैव टू टेल देम व्हाट इज अ कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स एंड हाउ द कंफ्यूजन मैट्रिक्स अपीयर्स ऑन द स्क्रीन। सो द लेफ्ट साइड becomes prediction and the right side becomes reality. True positive, false negative, true negative. That's it. At this stage, we are not telling them to do the prediction, reality वाले calculations. ये वाले calculations को हमें नहीं सिखाना है। Accuracy, precision, recall, F1s को नहीं है इनके अभी syllabus में. What is there is just the concept of it, making a confusion matrix and an ROC curve. Now, this is a new thing that they wanted to do. Now, primarily when I talk about the ROC curve, it primarily means that the receiver operating characteristic. अब इसके ऊपर जो question है वो not that I know much about it, but what as a teacher we can also predict. There is going to be a question in the paper, and there will have to be a question. It primarily tells you कि जब true positive rate होता है और false positive rate होता है तो उसका proportion में वो कैसे increase का क्या मतलब है उसके, decrease का, how would you actually plot the true positive rate and the false in context to false positive rate? You have to tell them these are the two parameters here. And when you talk about these two parameters, the x-axis is supposed to be false positive and the y-axis is supposed to be true negative. And how do you calculate a true positive and false positive? That you have TP upon इसका होता है ट्रू पॉजिटिव रेट का मतलब होता है ट्रू पॉजिटिव अपॉन ट्रू पॉजिटिव प्लस false negative. See, these are just the formulas that we'll have to tell them, but the question sort of cannot be there. You have to tell them, can I just reduce the size? Yeah. So you have to tell them ki how the number of false positive in context to the true positives can be represented. So there are many ways. It says if you ever make a change here in the false positive, how is it going to impact the true positive rate? So this is a line, straight line, which represents the that's the straight line to which is the threshold level. इससे कितना ऊपर या कितना नीचे है वो डिपेंड करता है आपके पॉजिटिव और नेगेटिव फॉल्स पॉजिटिव रेट से। So the next thing that we have here is the deployment. Yes, 6 stage, they included it as a deployment. So here we only tell them how a project, once evaluated on all the parameters and all the terminologies that we are talking about, they can be implemented at the site. It also talks about how the project cycle mapping template needs to be taken care of. I would like to share one more screen here with you. So I'll tell you here. If you can see my screen, I also wanted to show you the mapping here. Now, what they have told you and they are trying to tell you here is that they give you a problem. The problem here is that the telecommunication industry is fearing about how the old customers are leaving their accounts and how they are canceling their subscription. So the problem is this, and how would you solve this problem using a project cycle? Now, in grade 10th, and in grade previous in grade 9th, when we were doing project cycle, वहां पे एक 4W problem statement canvas दिया था उन्होंने, what, who, where, why करके, और उसमें आपको क्वेश्चन देना होता था, वो उस प्रॉब्लम को उसमें वो प्लेस कर देते थे। अब इन्होंने क्या किया, और उसमें 5 स्टेप्स उन्होंने 4 स्टेप्स बताए थे सिर्फ। यहाँ पे इन्होंने क्या किया है, what they're expecting you, there's no template sort of a thing. There is these markers that they have marked, those 5 steps. Okay. And in those 5 steps, you have to talk about how that problem can be solved. So I'll just give you an example here. The handbook also has got an example there. The handbook has got an example of how one problem is being given to you and how that can be solved. Here, what we have taken as a problem, उसमें है कैसे cotton industry, cotton plants जो हैं, उन cotton plants में pesticides आ जाते हैं, तो how that can be solved. So here, what we are trying to tell you here is that these are your 6 steps. You have to put down this problem under these 6 categories and give a solution to it. I don't want to read it out because we already had this in the previous content. It talks about how problem scoping can be done, how data acquisition can be done, how data exploration, modeling, evaluation. They actually talk about the evaluation mechanisms and models here. They just give you the name of it. But they don't tell you how to do about it and the deployment of it. Now, this has to be one of the questions in your paper because it is one of the key component. I also wanted to tell you about this one, if you see from here. This template that they have talked about, they have put it here in this format in the handbook also, which means जो हम 4W प्रॉब्लम स्टेटमेंट कैनवस वहां करते थे, वो सेम चीज हम यहाँ पे एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं। इन्होंने हैंडबुक में ये वाला एग्जांपल दिया हुआ है प्रिवेंटेबल ब्लाइंडनेस प्रॉब्लम का, हाउ that diabetic people are not able to know that their vision is depleting day by day, and how this problem can be resolved by using a AI project cycle. So they talk about that you have to collect data from patients from many clinics using retinal cameras. Then you have to validate all the data. Then you have to create an AI model to correctly diagnose diabetic retinopathy. Then you have to evaluate that project depending upon the various evaluation methodology. And then you have to deploy it. Now, this example is there in your AI handbook. So I think that makes sense. And this is an example what we have given. So giving you 2 examples here, primarily in order to display that how a project cycle mapping template can be filled up here. I'll just wait here for everybody to read through this just for a few seconds. The next part of this chapter is ethics and morals. Now, There have been questions in board exams also which talks about ethics. Here at this stage, they talk about ethics and morals both. Now, what they are trying to tell you here is that ethics, if I tell you in an English layman language, what does an ethics means? Ethics means these are the rules that are provided by the external sources, and morals are like what I feel morally correct, you may not feel it incorrect. So morals are very individual things. What I feel is wrong, you may not feel it wrong. So they talk about how ethics and morals are there in an AI environment and how it can actually help. There's this very good moral machine net karke hai. I wanted to show you. And if you're logged into your own terminal, just see it, how it works so beautifully. If you all agree, can I just play this one and go ahead with it? I'll be able to explain you. And that is one of the
Yes,
key
ma'am.
to everybody. I'll tell you, as teachers, I'm telling you, if I always start my lecture before, even if I start teaching children my ethics and all, I would just play this and you will see how interesting this one is. So it tells you to choose your language from here. And this moral machine is primarily a judgmental thing. So it'll give you throw 13 scenarios at you. And in those 13 scenarios, you have to select and decide as a judge. Depending upon what you have given a judgment error, they'll give you a score. So if you see this first, so I'll show you from right side here. If you can see my mouse pointer, it says one of the 13. It's very explicitly given and it's very interesting. So it's showing you two options here. It says, if you go straight, what should the self-driving car do? So what I can see, probably it may not be very clear from your end. It says that there's this car which has got a driver is sitting there. And if the car goes straight, it's going to kill a man and the dog. And the second way is I can choose any one of them from the left and the right. That is my judgment supposed to be. And the second option, what they're trying to tell me here is that if I don't go straight and I sway my car, then it's going to be two people dead, a dog in the car and the man in the car. So it's asking me morally, what should I be doing? So if you ask me as an individual, what I shall be doing, I will go in for this left option here. What does that mean? Because assuming ये गाड़ी है, इस गाड़ी में बहुत सारे सेफ्टी फीचर्स होंगे. अगर ये स्वे करके यहाँ से टक्कर खाएगा भी, there is a possibility कि इसमें से कुछ कम डैमेज होगा. However, if my car goes straight, तो ये दोनों तो मर ही जाएंगे. So I choose this scenario. The second scenario, you see there are 13 steps to it, and they're so wonderful. How much of thinking that has gone behind this particular, and how much of thinking that we are giving to our children to play this game. So before you start teaching ethics and morals to your children, just tell them, chalo moralmachine.net ko kholo, see and it's given into your book also, and AI ke handbook mein bhi diya hua hai, link diya hua hai. Tell them to just everybody log in and play moralmachine.net. Now here is these scenarios again. If you're not able to see it, I'll just say it to you. So if I go straight, I bang my car here, and there are three people who get died. So one is the driver, one is a dog, another is a person behind. And if I sway my car, then there are three people who die. There's one old man and there are two young people. Again, I will try to go straight here, because assuming it's a car, I go by the same logic. It's a car, safety features होंगे. अब यहाँ पे दो लोग मरेंगे. अगर ऐसे जाएगी और ऐसे जाएगी, तो अभी मैं इसको sway कराऊंगी, because it is better that way. अब sway कराने से both the vehicles are empty vehicles. If I go straight, I'm going to make 4 people die. If I sway my car, they're going to be again 4 people die. Now, I don't know if I'm able to show you from the screen here, but ये जो sway करने पे, these are 2 kids and 2 young people. यहाँ पे सारे के सारे, मतलब age is not depicted, but what I can see from here, there are 1, 2, 3 children who are going to be there. So definitely I would like to go for straight. Morally, I would like to protect kids first. Now here there are 3 people. So I'll just keep on doing it for you. And randomly now that I'm doing it. So here is a dog. So if I sway my car, the driver can die. If I go straight, then the dog dies. Now, again, it's very judgmental. You can leave it to the children. You will see there are kids who will say, no, the life of a dog is much more than the life of a man. Let them decide upon it. We can't be judgmental about it. So what we wanted to show you here through this example is how the so this is made by somebody, one of the human beings only has made this game. One of the author is only going to be making judgment. You will see that there'll be such biasness also, which can be reflected through the results that you get. So I'll go straight here. I wanted to show you. I go straight here because they're old people. I go here. So by whatever that I'm choosing. So I've already traveled 9 slides of them. I'm going to choose here. I'm going to choose here. There we are on the 11th one. I'm going to choose here. So by the end of the 8th, you're going to tell me ki meri psyche kya hai, ya मैं कितना, see what is the aim of the study and how does it going to affect. Would you like us better understand your, it's going to give me the entire judgment of mine. So please tell them to play this game. It's going to be there into your book also, and it's going to be there here in the handbook also. It says moralmachine.net. Is it making sense? They also talk about how the ethics and morals are different. I think this is going to be one of the questions, and there can be innumerable competency-based questions on these morals and ethics. पहले भी होते थे morals और ethics के ऊपर questions होते थे, जहाँ पे CBSE में sample paper में questions होते थे कि जहाँ they used to tell us कि there's a machine that the car is going, and how would you not tell कि which way to go, and how would a driverless car take a decision, and how would it impact the morals of a person? So these kind of questions are again going to be there. It also talk about ethics and personal data. Now this is very important, and we have to educate our children, because kids are most vulnerable to this. How their personal information is scrapped out even when they play a simplest of all games. So we have to tell them how every Alexa question that we are asking, or any silly thing that we are talking to Alexa, all of these are being recorded. And all of these actually infringe into your personal space. When I talk about, you have to tell the children and give them an example there कि कैसे आप को बंद करो, or then you start, even if your phone is not on and you are just planning and talking about a Goa trip, you will see the next suggestion that you get is from Goa tourism. So how that thing is being captured by your devices, and how your personal data is being captured, how cautious we all have to be. So this slides actually tell you that your personal voice assistant on the phone to play, these are how your personal data. So your phone camera is one of the ways, your searches on the internet. Even if I delete the history, we are all teachers, not that I have to tell you, but it is one of those ways that I teach my children. So I wanted to share with you कि आप भी ऐसे पढ़ा सकते हो. How your internet, even if spite of the fact that you delete the history of your device, it actually can store everything. Without much delay, it talks about the principle of AI ethics. इसके ऊपर मैंने एक क्वेश्चन जरूर देखा था जिसमें इंक्लूजन, ह्यूमन राइट्स, प्रिवेसी और बायसनेस. इंक्लूजन की अगर मैं बात करूं, I would like to tell you. So these are these robotic vacuum cleaners which have come into the markets. Now, Bangalore में बहुत सारे लोगों के घर में है कि if you are fed up with your domestic health and you want to get rid of those scenarios where you have to keep cleaning the house, there's these robotic vacuum cleaners are there. So the minute you see there's a spill on the floor, आपके हाथ से कुछ गिरा, पानी का ग्लास गिरा, कुछ आवाज आई, तो वो अपनी पोजीशन से निकल के, अपनी डिवाइस से निकल के क्लीनिंग करके जाके एक स्टैंड पे खड़े हो जाते हैं. Now, they are AI smart vacuum cleaners. Now, what I'm talking about is an inclusion, but they're very expensive affair. Everybody cannot use it. So when you talk about the principles of AI ethics, it also talks about inclusion, how everybody in the society should be having an access to the AI. So this is privacy and biasness. Yes, it talks about that, what I told you. अभी वाला जो एग्जाम्पल हम मॉडल नेट वाला कर रहे थे कि मतलब मेरे लिए इफ देयर इज अ ह्यूमन बीइंग एंड देयर इज अ डॉग, आई वुड लाइक टू ना, बहुत ही जजमेंटल स्टेटमेंट बोल रही हूँ, बट देन दैट्स माय व्यू, we can all disagree with it. How I would insist on saving a human being than saving an animal. So this biasness is going to be there if I design that game, for sure. So how these biasness also are there and impacts the implementation of the AI. So that is my unit 1. I hope I'm able to deliver what we wanted to know. Again, this session is not of teaching you how to, what is the things, it is how to go about and how to incorporate it into your teaching. The second unit is a data literacy. It's too much of, it talks about of data, and how we can make ourselves data literate. It talks about what does data literacy means. It talks about how the data, the sentence, मैंने ये क्वेश्चन बहुत बार दिया है, the data is a new gold करके, बहुत बार इस पे मैंने क्वेश्चन बनाया टेढ़ा मेढ़ा करके. तो we have to tell them actually when they talk about data literacy, उसका मीनिंग यही होता है कि कैसे डेटा सब कुछ है. हमारे मेरे लैपटॉप में भी है, आपके लैपटॉप में भी आप देखोगे there are innumerable files that we have, innumerable data that we have, but how much is the data and how much is it useful to us and how we actually use the data is important thing. So here it talks about collection of raw facts, figures and statistics. Then it also talks about how data literacy word has been coming to existence. It says when you have data plus literacy, this is then it. I also wanted to show you a video, which I'm not going to show you the entire thing, but this is a 10 minutes video, which actually talks about
data science, data analytics, real-time data, big data, little data. It can feel like no matter what we're doing, working or studying or just surfing the internet, we're being bombarded with a deluge of data buzzwords. With all that buzz, sounds like there's data everywhere. But what really is data? And is it really everywhere? In fact, without it.
So I would not like to show you the entire video, but I will tell you, it's going to be one of the ways to start your class on data literacy. You tell your children, you play this video the minute you start a session or your class on data, the day you have your data literacy chapter to start. What you can do there is that you can show this video and then ask children what you understand by data. It talks about all sorts of data, big data, small data, and how a big data can be converted into a very small data, जिसे हम data exploration भी कहते हैं. This is something that I wanted to show you, but I'm sure this has, it's a self-explanatory diagram which says what is data and what is literacy. When you combine both of them together, it says it is the ability to understand your data. That is data literacy. It's a very important thing that is given in the book. That is the different stages of data pyramid. How the data pyramid is going to be impacting the various stages of data. So it starts from bottom. It says it's a raw data information. When you add information by asking who, what, when, where, it adds to the knowledge. The knowledge, when you say how, then it becomes a wisdom. So it's a data pyramid, और इन्होंने different stages of data pyramid समझाए हैं book में, which can be asked as questions in exam. Also, they also have given you examples of how you need to implement it in an example. Say, there's this question where it says you have to see whether there's a red light or a traffic light. How information है कि south facing traffic light ABC street पे कैसे red होती है, कब red होती है. and when do you need to stop? So this is what is given in the book, and we have to do that with our children. Why is data literacy essential? That's they've talked about. Decision-making ability, critical thinking skills, and it helps in innovation, analytically producing solutions to problems. We can all do that. Impact, maybe there's you can tell them what is the impact of data literacy. मैं एक बहुत छोटा छोटा example अपनी class में करवाती थी, हमेशा से करवाती थी. So this example I used to tell them, one simple example, that I want to host a birthday party in Delhi in the month of August in an outdoor environment. So this is a very small example where I'm looking for. तो इस decision को लिए भी I have to look at the previous year data. और मैं कोई एक layman person हूँ, मेरे को एक birthday party conduct करनी है, उसके लिए मैं कोई data website से scrap out नहीं करी. No, I'm not doing anything like that. What I'm doing here is I'm just going back to my previous year experiences. मुझे याद है भाई, August is a very humid month. दिल्ली में बहुत humid होता है. सेकेंड रीजन है, बहुत चांसेस होती है रेनफॉल की. थर्ड रीजन ये है कि आउटडोर केटरिंग करने से ओनली इट वर्क्स ओनली इफ दे आर स्प्रिंकलर्स देयर. अगर ये सब कुछ नहीं होता तो आई शुड नॉट गो इन. ये एक छोटा सा डिसीजन जो मैं डेटा पे डिपेंड करती हूँ, लास्ट ईयर के, प्रीवियस ईयर के. यू हैव टू टेल देम हाउ ईच फील्ड इज इम्पैक्टेड बाय द डेटा, एंड यू कैन एक्चुअली डू अ गुड. अभी आप खुद देखो, एजुकेशन में देख लो आप, इन एजुकेशन इंडस्ट्री इफ यू सी द प्रीवियस डेटा, मेरी भी तो नॉलेज प्रीवियस ईयर की है जो मैं आपको बता रही हूँ. मैं आपको बोल रही हूँ कि ये फ्रेमवर्क पे एक क्वेश्चन आएगा. When I say framework पे क्वेश्चन आएगा, that is my previous year's knowledge only. So how this data literacy is going to be impacted all these industry is what is trying to tell you. You have to give them examples here. There are innumerable examples. As layman also, even if I'm not a computer science teacher, I can give you innumerable examples. How a business, how an education, healthcare, public policy, social equality. Healthcare mein aap dekh lo. I know for sure as my own experience, diabetic people are very, very vulnerable to eye cataracts and retinal problems. They should always take care of. So these people who have diabetes, they should keep on going in for regular checkups. That's very normal. People who are obese, they have a tendency, women primarily have a tendency to have PCOD, PCOS. So when I'm overweight, I should keep on going for a regular checkup. This is my previous year experiences. Now that is now supported by a valid data that we have to tell them. There's a data literacy process framework where they are going to be implementing it. You have to just tell them. See, a class 9th student is very, very naive. To introduce a subject to him and then tell him all the theoretical part would not actually make sense unless and until you show them with an example. And there are innumerable videos there available, which are there in the book also. And I'm going to be showing you, because they're time-bound session that I'm doing, I would not be able to show you, but definitely you should show them these videos instead of just telling them these theoretically. They also talk about data security, data privacy. बड़े English meaning वाले word हैं, थोड़ा सा meaning फर्क होता है इनमें. Data security, data privacy में you have to tell them data security are the governing how data is collected, shared and used. Data privacy का मतलब होता है that you have to protect your data from unauthorized people. How my data should be. There were these games in छोटे जो होते थे हमारे बच्चे, जब मेरे बच्चे भी जब छोटे थे, तो they used to play these games. बाबी वाले games आते थे तब, iPad नया नया आया था, उसमें they used to tell their names, their age, their date of birth, और जब winning होता था, win के बाद they used to upload their photograph also. Now all that data at that stage probably was not harmful, but धीरे धीरे हम लोगों को भी as users हमको भी पता चल गया कि all that data is being collected somewhere and they are being used as morphed images. So that is what you have to tell them, ki what is data security and what is data privacy. It also talks about cybersecurity. I wanted to show you again a video here which they talk about, 4-minute video.
What's more important today when it comes to your online activity? Buying the must-have item, making an emotional comment, sharing personal information, or staying safe. Kaspersky's top internet safety tips help protect your wallet and your reputation. Number 1, limit personal.
So this is what it talks about. I also wanted to show you one more here. This is on a cyber security. It's the entire CBSE manual. So they have this book, they have this subject also on cyber security. If you're all aware of, there's been a mandate by CBSE that every school must have a cyber security club. Yes or no? You received that letter? Okay, now that the audience is mute, I'll tell you, there's a letter which is sent to the schools from CBSE that there has to be a cyber security clubs to be created in school. And what is it primarily going to be? School level पे बच्चे साइबर सिक्योरिटी में और क्या कर सकते हैं? इट इज जस्ट टू क्रिएट अवेयरनेस. आप ये जब आप ये पढ़ाएं, आप वो भी बात कर सकते हैं कि दैट वी कैन हैव अ क्लब ऑफ साइबर सिक्योरिटी अगर आपने नहीं क्रिएट किया है. एंड देन यू कैन ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट व्हाट वुड बी द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द क्लब. लाइक व्हाट वी डू एज एन ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द क्लब, हम 6 क्लास ऑनवर्ड्स बच्चों को बोलते हैं साइबर सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर से छोटे छोटे टॉपिक्स दे देते हैं, उनसे कोलाजेस बनवाते हैं, प्रेजेंटेशंस बनवाते हैं, ब्लॉग्स लिखवाते हैं, फिर अपनी स्कूल वेबसाइट पे अपलोड करते हैं. that can also be done. So this is what it talks about. Types of data we all know about. Textual, numeric. Textual means alphanumeric, सब कुछ जो कि कोट मार्क्स में आप प्लेस कर सकते हो उसे टेक्सचुअल कहते हैं. न्यूमेरिक होता है ओनली नंबर्स. इट ऑल्सो टॉक्स अबाउट continuous and discrete data. Now, continuous and discrete data में they say कि you have to actually tell them what does a continuous data means and what is a discrete data. Discrete का meaning ये होता है which is not in a continuation. That sort of data. So when we talk about for the year, COVID were the years 2019 and 2020. So pandemic were the years. So they are not, then there can be years of wheat with highest production in the country. So they are supposedly 2005 tha, 2018 tha, or 2022 tha. Continuous data ka matlab hota hai when they are in a continuity. So you can talk about that. I don't want to do this. I also don't. Continuous data ka primarily meaning hota hai that they are into a numeric value which is given within a range. They also talk about data which is used in domains in AI. Now, here is for the first time that they introduce the AI domains, which was supposed to be done in the first chapter. वो वहां पे भी पढ़ाते हैं, लेकिन how in domains का data से क्या लेना देना है. So there are 3 domains that they talk about: computer vision, NLP, and data science or data statistical data जिसको कहते हैं. Here they talk about that it's a visual data. Here they talk about textual or PDF file, and numeric data they talk about how tables and Excel sheets are going to be there. So you have to distinguishedly tell them, and you have to also ask them कि इनके और क्या-क्या examples हो सकते हैं. So going further, when they talk about data, definitely they would talk about data acquisition and data exploration. ये 2 stages ही हैं जो कि सिर्फ data से काम करती हैं. So data acquisition है कि कहाँ से हम data लेते हैं, and how data acquisition is important. कि आप कहीं से भी कुछ नहीं से, हम भी अपनी personal life में अगर आप देखो, अगर मुझे आज पूछना है कि संक्रांति या अमावस्या कब है, नॉर्मल डे टू डे की रक्षाबंधन कौन से दिन पड़ रहा है, दिवाली कौन से दिन पड़ रही है, तो आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू गो एंड रिलाई ऑन दी ऑनलाइन कैलेंडर्स. मैं मंदिर जाऊंगी, पंडित जी से पूछूंगी कि हिंदू में ऐसा होता है, इसमें ऐसा होता है. सो व्हाट आर वी डूइंग इज, व्हाट आर वी ट्राइंग टू डू इज, इवन इन स्पाइट ऑफ द फैक्ट दैट वी हैव डेटा अवेलेबल ऑल ओवर, आई एम गोइंग टू स्टिल कंफर्म इट. So data acquisition, when we talk about, is that you can acquire. There are innumerable sites that you can acquire your data from, but you have to be sure of authentic data and where is it found and how you can actually scrape out the authentic data. So this is very important, you have to say. They also talk about the steps: data discovery, data augmentation, and data generation. एक मैं आपको एक एग्जांपल बताना, एक मशीन लर्निंग का एग्जांपल था. हमने क्लास 9 में बहुत सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स बनवाए थे, machine-learning.uk करके था. उसमें क्या था कि दैट मशीन लर्निंग का एग्जांपल था. वो प्रोजेक्ट बनवाते थे हम, कैमरे के आगे हम लोग रहते थे, लेबल्ड डेटा पुट इन करते थे, 50 जैसे एक ये पेन है, इस पेन की मैंने 100 पिक्चर्स क्लिक करके डाल दी ऐसे हर डायरेक्शन में, और उसके बाद हम एज एन आउटपुट टेस्टिंग डेटा और ट्रेन डेटा से करते थे उसको, और फिर हम एक पेन को आगे लेकर आते थे तो वो बताता था कि प्रिडिक्शन और रियलिटी सही प्रिडिक्टेड है कि नहीं प्रिडिक्टेड है. सो व्हाट आई वाज ट्राइंग टू टेल यू हियर इज, व्हेन यू अक्वायर डेटा और डेटा ऑगमेंटेशन में, तो जब आप इमेज डालते हो तो डेटा प्रोवाइड करते हो, तो डेटा सिर्फ एक एंगल से नहीं देखते, आप सब एंगल से देखते हो. दिस इज व्हाट इज एग्जांपल बीइंग टोल्ड टू यू. डेटा जेनरेशन, बहुत सारी तरीके से डेटा जनरेट होता है. इट्स नॉट ऑलवेज दैट द कंप्यूटर इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल टू जनरेट डेटा, देयर आर मेनी मोर वेज. सेंसर्स होते हैं जो आपके जनरेटर डेटा जनरेट करते हैं. आप मैन्युअली अगर देखोगे, when you go to malls and all, you'll see there's this lady guard who's checking you. उसके हाथ में रिंग में एक काउंटर जैसा होता है, so every time वो एक बार चेक करती किसी को काउंटर इंक्रीज कर. बड़ा मैनुअल सिस्टम है वो, आप देखोगे तो वो मैनुअल सिस्टम में क्या है, दैट इज ऑल्सो कलेक्शन ऑफ डेटा. इन ऑर्डर टू नो कि पर्टिकुलर मॉल का फुटफॉल क्या है, वो उस मैनुअल तरीके पे भी डिपेंड करते हैं. They have cameras. Those cameras, there are places where these cameras are AI cameras, where they are able to recognize and tell you the number of people who have entered there. And but वो manual तरीके से भी कर सकते. तो data generation, what they talk about here is even the sensors that they are showing, the cameras that they are showing, these are data generation. Primary data source तो हमारा वही है स्प्रेडशीट. आप डेटा बनाते हो और आप डेटा अपलोड करते हो. सेकेंडरी आजकल बहुत सारे हैं, कैगल के थ्रू कर सकते हो, गूगल के थ्रू कर सकते हो, गवर्नमेंट वेबसाइट्स हैं आपके पास, यूसीआई के आपके बहुत सारे जगह है जहाँ पे आपको ये डेटा अवेलेबल है. सो यू हैव टू टेल देम हाउ यू कैन डेटा. गुड डेटा बैड डेटा, वो जो आप वीडियो दिखाएंगे गुड डेटा बैड डेटा का भी एग्जाम्पल है उसमें. सो यू दैट्स गोइंग टू बी टेकन केयर ऑफ. एथिकल कंसर्न्स इन डेटा एक्विजिशन, एक नॉर्मल सी बात है बहुत. The day my child came into class, appeared for the class 10th examination, the day she took admission to in class 11, I started receiving phone calls from these coaching centers. So if your child wants to go abroad, your child wants to do commerce, your child wants to do science, JEE, FIT-G, ये data कहीं से तो उन्हें मिल रहा है. How would they know that my child has appeared for class 10th? सो एथिकल कंसर्न. और ये हम लोग ही एज टीचर्स, हम लोग क्या करते हैं, कोई एक पेरेंट हमको बोलता है कि मैम उस बच्चे का फोन नंबर दे दीजिए, मुझे उससे बात करनी है, बर्थडे पार्टी के लिए इनवाइट करना है. सो व्हाट एज वेरी नाइस हम क्या करते हैं, पूरी क्लास की बच्चों का फोन नंबर्स दे देते हैं. बट दैट्स नॉट राइट. वी मस्ट टेक परमिशन फ्रॉम द कंसर्न पीपल कि मैं अगर आपका फोन नंबर पेरेंट्स के साथ शेयर करूंगा तो डू यू गिव परमिशन. सो दीज आर द एथिकल कंसर्न that we have to take consent when we are talking about data acquisition. Data processing and data interpretation. आप डेटा उठा लेते हो. मैं एक, अगर आप ये एग्जाम्पल देखें तो मेरे लिए ये क्या दिखेगा और आपका इंटरप्रिटेशन क्या है, दैट मे डिफर पर्सन टू पर्सन. आपको लगेगा कि ये हैंड्स क्लीन करेगा, मुझे लगेगा कि ये भी काउंट करता होगा कि नंबर ऑफ पीपल हु हैव यूज्ड दिस डिवाइस. So if the number of people in a day have not used this device and it is the idle time of this device is more than 3 hours, तो I don't need it. हमारे घरों में ये क्यों नहीं होता डिवाइस, क्योंकि हमारी फ्रीक्वेंसी इतनी नहीं है कि ये डिवाइस की जरूरत हो हमें. So what you see from a data and what I can interpret from our data is different. मुझे अपने प्रिंसिपल को, वो प्रिंसिपल मुझसे पूछती है प्लीज लेट मी नो दी what is the pass percentage and what has been the result of grade 11. तो जो मैं फिगर बना के लेके जाती हूँ उनको समझाती हूँ, और वो समझती हैं वो तुरंत मुझे डांट देती हैं कि ये साइंस स्ट्रीम की मुझे नहीं देखनी, मुझे ह्यूमैनिटीज और कॉमर्स का देखना है. व्हाट आई वांट टू टेल देम इज कि साइंस और वालों का से ज्यादा अच्छा कॉमर्स और ह्यूमैनिटीज वाले का. that's so what how I'm interpreting the data and how my principal is interpreting are two different things. So that also differs. We also talk about data interpretation, the quantitative and qualitative, both ways. Quantitative talks about numbers and qualitative talks about the quality of data, how that can be different. What we wanted to show you here in this example is that how data interpretation can be done using a quantitative method, जहाँ पे आप उनको ये बताओगे anything that represents numbers is quantitative. and anything that represents not representing the numbers would become quantitative. See, please here क्वालिटेटिव एग्जांपल्स जहाँ पे फीडबैक्स होते हैं, जहाँ पे रिव्यूज होते हैं आपके, वो सब क्वालिटेटिव डेटा रिप्रेजेंटेशन में आता है. स्टार्स, ये सब कुछ इफ यू कैन सी फ्रॉम माय स्क्रीन, आई आल्सो वांटेड टू शो यू हियर. Okay, going further, now this is one thing you have to tell your children. There's this Tableau application which is there, the steps of which are already given in the book. I also wanted to show you here is that these steps can be used how to draw. What you can do here is that you can connect your Excel spreadsheet with the Tableau and you can draw various types of charts. So it falls under the category of data visualization. How you can use this Tableau application in order to make charts from the existing data. It's very self-explanatory. आपको डाउनलोड करना है, डाउनलोड के स्टेप्स देने हैं और वो अपने आप से आप उसको स्प्रेडशीट के साथ अटैच कर सकता है. आई वुड डू दैट डेफिनेटली इन द नेक्स्ट सेशन. मैंने इंस्टॉल कर दिया, आप एक बार करके देखिएगा, आप लोगों से भी हो जाएगा. ओके, सो time is, we have already reached 5 o'clock. So this is math for AI. That's the third unit of change in the curriculum. Now, initially this math for AI talks about ki how AI and math are related to each other. जैसे मैथ में आप नंबर्स में आइडेंटिफिकेशन एक पैटर्न क्रिएट कर देते हो, आप इमेजेस में एक पैटर्न क्रिएट कर देते हो, AI also understands the same way. So it talks about, I would like to show you this here. I wanted to show you this example. दिस वन इज इंटरेस्टिंग, बट मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि क्लास 9th में जहाँ पे हम बहुत ज्यादा स्टैटिस्टिक्स और प्रोबेबिलिटी क्लास 9 के सिलेबस में है, वैसे तो मैथ में है, इस स्टेज में उनको समझना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल होगा. बट व्हाट वी कैन डू इज वी कैन मेक इट इजियर बाय टेलिंग देम कि हाउ अ पैटर्न बेस्ड डेटा अंडरस्टैंडिंग कैन बी डन, विच इज डन बाय मैथमेटिकली भी आप प्रूव कर सकते हो, जिसको हम आजकल बहुत नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज कहते हैं ना, मैंने ये रास्ता बढ़ा है कि ये रास्ता बढ़ा है, आई मतलब बहुत ही नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज. लॉजिकली सोचो तो क्योंकि वो डिटूर ले रहा है और ये कर्व बना रहा है, तो दैट विल बी अ बिगर मतलब लॉन्गर रूट देन दिस वन, अ स्ट्रेट लाइन. मैथमेटिक्स हम एवरीडे लैंग्वेज में भी यूज करते हैं, मैथमेटिक्स अपनी एवरीडे में भी यूज करते हैं. सिमिलरली AI की भी significance है इसमें. I just want to show you here. I'm so sorry, I have to scroll it down so much. I should have done it. Okay, now it's going to be here. Here. So it talks about this example, if you can see it. So if you can identify a pattern, similarly, in pictures also, it allows you to identify patterns. So when I say ki how mathematics and AI is connected, we talk about how patterns in numbers and pattern in images can be formed. That's why we call it as AI and math related. When it talks about what are the components of mathematics which are there in AI, so these are the list of it. At this stage, they would not understand calculus. They would not understand logic set theory. ग्राफ थ्योरी ऑल्सो क्लास 9th में है उनके में, लेकिन लेटर स्टेज में जाके कैलकुलस तो खैर इन्हें नहीं समझ आएगा स्टेज में. सो व्हाट वी कैन डू इज वी कैन जस्ट टेल देम दैट एट दिस स्टेज यू जस्ट नो these are the ones that can be included. Statistics में we tell them statistics तो is all about data only. If you ask and एक बच्चे से क्लास 9th में पूछोगे कि what do you think is statistics, they'll tell you statistics is all primarily about data. How do we collect data, explore data, analyze data, and how do you draw conclusions from the data? This is what it talks about. This chapter also includes the application of statistics in day-to-day language. Even without telling them, if you ask them, they'll be able to tell you. हर एक चीज में statistics है. स्पोर्ट्स में, एजुकेशन में, डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में, वेदर फोरकास्ट में, डिजीज प्रिडिक्शन में, ऑप्शंस ऑफ द वोटर्स, इन सब में स्टैटिस्टिक्स इंक्लूडेड है. और किस हद तक इंक्लूडेड है, यू कैन आस्क देम टू गिव एन आंसर टू यू. बुक में भी अच्छे से दिया हुआ है. आई विल गिव यू फ्यू एग्जांपल्स. स्पोर्ट्स में स्टैटिस्टिक्स है, प्रीवियस विन्स, फर्दर विन्स. एजुकेशन में जैसे मैंने कहा था, the topper of the school would be from a science stream or from a commerce or humanities, in the old statistics says so. हम लोगों में तो, because mine is a school which has got residential hostel also, तो हमारा तो ये भी होता है कि we use statistics to prove हर बार कि whether the topper of the school would be a hostler or a day scholar. तो ये सब आप यूज कर सकते हो. डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट में we all know it for sure how this disaster management numbers are coming up and telling us that now we are into a seismic zone which is most vulnerable. Delhi is in a seismic zone which is, we are most vulnerable to earthquakes and all. How did they get this number? They got their numbers from the statistics only. So this is what we have to tell them. Disease prediction. Delhi में तो बरसात होते ही these diseases, waterborne diseases है, चिकनगुनिया, और ये सब डिजीजेज इतने प्रोमिनेंट हो जाते हैं कि वी कम टू नो. उससे पहले ही आप देखोगे कि हमारे यहाँ तो व्हाट हैपेंस इज दैट दे स्टार्ट हैविंग दोस प्रीकॉशनरी मेजर्स इन ऑर्डर टू रिड्यूस द ब्रीडिंग ऑफ मॉस्किटोज. सो दिस इज व्हाट इज डिजीज प्रिडिक्शन. ऑप्शन ऑफ वोटर्स सबसे हॉट टॉपिक है आजकल, एंड मोर देन यू आर एबल टू टेल देम, दे विल बी एबल टू टेल यू. प्रोबेबिलिटी इन स्टैटिस्टिक्स, इसके ऊपर क्वेश्चन स्टैटिस्टिक्स में है और पेपर में भी आ सकता है, क्योंकि बहुत पोर्शन आप इस चैप्टर में देखोगे, इट्स लॉट ऑफ पोर्शन इज इंक्लूडेड ऑन द प्रोबेबिलिटी क्वेश्चंस ओनली, कि देयर इज अ व्हाट इज द प्रोबेबिलिटी दैट इन अ बैग ऑफ रेड बॉल्स यू विल गेट ब्लू बॉल, एंड हाउ द प्रोबेबिलिटी इज बीइंग कैलकुलेटेड. बहुत सारे एग्जांपल्स हैं इसमें. और they have also tried, not mathematically they have given any question how to go about it, but yes, they would be asking questions here. Probability cases इसमें ये दिए हुए हैं हमने, as case based scenarios दिए हैं. If you see the first 3 examples, you'll be able to know it, कि how the probability can be used in order to know the correct answer here. I will hold the screen for everybody to go through this once. तो आपको पता चल जाएगा कि हम क्या probability की बात कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे.
Get.
We also talk about probability में there are these likely of an events, कि what are certain events. Now certain events है, there will be no doubt about their occurrence. मतलब अगर आप एक पॉइंट को फ्लिप करेंगे तो probability of having head and tails would be this, एक होगा. The occurrence of sunrise, and these are the certain event, मतलब sunrise रोज होना है, sunset रोज होना है, inhaling exhaling जो एक्सरसाइज आपका बॉडी का होता है, टाइम मूवमेंट ऑफ टाइम, घड़ी का चलना, ये सब सर्टेन इवेंट्स है. लाइकली इवेंट्स का मतलब होता है कि आपके पास एक डाइस है, उस डाइस को रोल करोगे तो क्या लाइकली इवेंट है कि वो 6 होगा कि 5 होगा. अनलाइकली इवेंट है कि एक ही दिन संडे और मंडे दोनों हो सकता है. इम्पॉसिबल अनलाइकली इवेंट है कि आप, नहीं, अनलाइकली इवेंट होगा कि आप कोई स्टार देखते हैं, शूटिंग स्टार देखोगे तो आपको दिखेगा कि नहीं. इम्पॉसिबल इवेंट्स है कि जब आप एक ही दिन संडे और मंडे दोनों, दोज आर इम्पॉसिबल. इक्वल प्रोबेबिलिटी इवेंट्स है आपके हेड और टेल वाला, कि आप एक कॉइन को फ्लिप करते हैं, इक्वल प्रोबेबिलिटी हेड की और इक्वल प्रोबेबिलिटी टेल की. So these are what is being explained explicitly in the book. There will be questions from this chapter talking about how आप एक बैग में से इतने बॉल्स, कलर की बॉल्स हैं और आप ये कलर की बॉल है तो उसका प्रोबेबिलिटी क्या है. ये इनके मैथ्स में भी है, तो इट शुड नॉट बिकम डिफिकल्ट फॉर देम. क्लास 9 के मैथ्स करिकुलम में भी है. So they talk about this here. So the last chapter for unit 4, I know we are rushing through, but then this session needs to have everything included. The detailed session can be further organized, whatever Nitin and the orange people say. But as far as I wanted to walk you through the curriculum, that's what I was aiming at here. Now, this is a term which is just so much of a jargon word. I had an interaction with the CBSC skill education के deputy chairman, deputy directors, and he had come over to our school for some function. So he was telling, मतलब उनकी speech में he was addressing a gathering of students and teachers both. उनकी speech में सबसे पहला word ये था कि हमने we have changed the curriculum of AI and we have included Gen AI. मतलब it's such a jargon word कि Gen AI का meaning क्या है? Generative AI का meaning ये होता है कि how AI is able to generate based on neural networks and machine learning, how they are able to create AI generated images. Now, if you see both these images, you'll be able to know the difference, which one is a real image and which one is a generated image. So if you see both the images, I'll show you a screen full of it. आप जब भी अपनी ये अलग क्लास और चैप्टर पढ़ाए अपनी क्लास में, आप हमेशा इमेजेस से पढ़ाना शुरू करें. आप एक सेट ऑफ इमेजेस, एक फ्री पिक करके वेबसाइट आती है, FREEPIK करके एक वेबसाइट आती है. उस फ्री वेबसाइट में बहुत सारी इमेजेस हैं जिसमें ये जेनरेटिव और रियल इमेजेस के कंपैरिजन हैं. आप उसमें देखोगे, मैं आपको सारी दिखाऊंगी. आप एक एक करके, इवन इफ आई डोंट टेल यू द डिफरेंस, यू विल बी एबल टू टेल मी द डिफरेंस. व्हाट इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन द टू? सी हियर. See here. Now, in all these images, if you ask me, and if you want these to be explained, what is the major difference and how would we actually be able to make a difference between a real image and an AI generative image? So the answer here is that whenever there would be a system or an AI generated image, इट विल शो इनकंसिस्टेंसी. अगर आप ध्यान से देखोगे तो वो इनकंसिस्टेंट होगा. आप देखोगे कोई एक ह्यूमन फिगर में कान टेढ़ा मेढ़ा बना हुआ है, वो उंगलियां गलत तरीके से बनी हुई हैं, जो बहुत माइन्यूटली देखोगे. अननेचुरल ब्लरीनेस है उसमें, लाइटनिंग है, इनकंसिस्टेंट लाइटनिंग है. You will see there are so many things which will be able to tell you which one is real and which one is not real. आप देखोगे पोनी टेल जैसे जो होते हैं, कान अलग से बना हुआ पोनी टेल की है, बिकॉज what it is trying to do here is it's computer generated. और क्या होता है, जैसे वो डेटा न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स और मशीन लर्निंग के साथ एल्गोरिथम रन होता है वैसे वो जनरेट करता है. सो इट मे नॉट ऑलवेज बी एन एक्यूरेट थिंग. अब आप इस एग्जांपल में देखोगे, ये जो फिंगर्स देखोगे ये कैसे बनी हुई है और ये कैसे नेचुरल. So that's the difference here. So these are the listings that I've already told you. The odd outlines to sharpen or smoothen. आप खुद जब एक Photoshop भी image करते हो आपको पता चल जाता है, those are those Photoshop images. Now they also talk about supervised learning here. Supervised learning, as the name implies, is that you give a labeled input to the computer. Supervised learning में आप कहते हो ये बॉय है, ये बॉल है, और आप वो डेटा को इनपुट करते हो. जब आउटपुट निकलता है, बेस्ड ऑन योर labeled data, it is able to show you the result. Then they also talk about discriminative modeling. So you give again a labeled data. So if you see here, the labeled data has been given as dogs, these have been given as cats, and the output जब आप देखते हो तो output आपको नजर आएगा. Output में अगर मैं यहाँ से ये हटा के देखूं तो, अगर आप यहाँ देखेंगे output का, वो स्क्रीन पे, आई जस्ट होप आपको नजर आ रहा था, उसमें नंबर ऑफ कैट्स और नंबर ऑफ डॉग्स लिखा हुआ था. Were you able to see, Nitin? Was it seen there? So
Sorry, ma'am.
यहाँ पे नीचे नजर आ रहा है आपको नंबर ऑफ कैट्स और नंबर ऑफ
Yeah,
डॉग्स.
ma'am. Yes, yes.
Cats, dog one, visible.
Yeah, thank you. So discriminative modeling में they tell you that how you put a label data, and when you give an output, जब आप actually data train करते हो तो आप label data से train करते हो, जब आप final input देते हो तो how it's able to give you the desired result. Unsupervised learning. Now unsupervised learning का meaning ही English meaning से जाता है that they are unlabeled data set. आप randomly data put in कर रहे हो. देखो आपने randomly data put in किया. Now the model itself is going to identify that this is an example of a ball and a child. और वो कैसे identify कर देता है इसको. It also talks about generative modeling. Now, generative modeling का भी यही meaning है. Then when you give an input to a Gen AI model, it talks about this. And once it is training your AI model, depending upon the input that you have given, and based on it, it is giving you a desired output. अब आप इससे मिलती जुलती अगर आप फोटोग्राफ को input करोगे, so it will be able to identify it as a Gen AI. So this is what it talks about. It also talks about how the generative model is created. वो कहता है कि
हाँ
बहुत
जी, वर्कशॉप कंफर्म.
it says that there are बहुत सारी random noise data, बहुत सारी images लेता है. उस images में से noise data को data set को remove करता है और उसके बाद data को filter करके identification करता है. So that is how a generative AI model is done. It also tells you about this one video. It's just a 59 seconds video. There's one more word to it. They talk about deep fake. That's one term that's been asked. जैसे आप generative AI.
Generating insight from data is what every data scientist does. But do you know how important it is to present your findings the right way?
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to.
So the minute you're going to teach this generative AI to your children, they're going to ask you कि deep fake क्या होता है. तो आप पहले उनसे पूछो deep fake क्या होता है. Deep fake का primarily meaning है that's they are generative AI images which are created in order to with the label data. तो अगर supposedly मैं आपके साथ online class ले रही हूँ और आप बहुत सारी फोटोग्राफ्स क्रिएट करके अपने AI मॉडल में डालते हो तो उसकी उस इमेजेस में से नॉइज डेटा सेट को रिमूव करके एक जो इमेज क्रिएट करता है विच इज जनरेटिव AI इमेज, दैट इज व्हाट इज कॉल्ड एज माय वन ऑफ दोस डीप फेक्स. सो they tell you about, they are going to talk about how a generative AI is different to conventional AI. Generative AI primarily जो है work करता है आपके images पे, they work on your how these images can be, वो mimic करता है original content से. और conventional AI works to improve the accuracy, precision, depending upon the task. Training के लिए generative AI models vast varieties of libraries use करते हैं, neural networks use करते हैं, और conventional AI complex थोड़े छोटे algorithms use करते हैं. So here they also have list of type of generative AIs. Here in this, you will only have to tell them the name because here at this stage, they talk about neural network and there is no introduction of neural network in the entire year. What they talk about here is that generative AI, GAN stands for Generated Adversarial Networks. ये कहता है कि ये produce करता है fresh data जो कि दो neural networks को work करके create करते हैं. वेरिएशनल का मतलब ये होता है कि ये मल्टीपल एक अनदर क्लास ऑफ जेनरेटिव मॉड्यूल है और ये क्रिएट करते हैं मल्टीपल डेटा सैम्पलिंग के थ्रू. रेकरेंट वाले का मीनिंग ये होता है कि ये अगेन अ क्लास ऑफ, दे आर ऑल क्लास ऑफ न्यूरल नेटवर्क्स ओनली, बट दे एक्सेल इन हैंडलिंग सीक्वेंशियल डेटा. और ऑटन कोडर्स का मतलब ये होता है दैट दे लर्न फ्रॉम कंप्रेस्ड रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ डेटा. You will have to tell them the names of it and a description of it, but at this stage, they will not be able to know the major difference because they'll talk about neural networks. Uh, what are the example of Gen AI, which fields? There's wonderfully given YouTube links here, how AI is implemented in art and music. I'll tell you about this courses. आजकल there's this student of mine who had appeared for, उसको बहुत, she was very keen in doing art. So she wanted to go in for product designing, but she got admission into BITS Pilani, उनका नया course शुरू हुआ है B design करके. But she left it knowing the fact कि AI is so much into creativity in art. She says, by the time I will pass out from the college in grade next 4 years, actually the job opportunities will reduce. आप खुद देखो, even music composers जो हैं, there's this student of mine who वो music compose करता है, वो मुझे कहता है आप मुझे 5 मिनट दे दो मैम, मैं 5 मिनट में आपको पूरी मूवी का म्यूजिक बना के दे दूंगा. I said, how would you do that? He says, these are softwares. At one point of time, these softwares are able to generate music with 120 to 140 इंस्ट्रूमेंट साइमल्टेनियसली, और कहता 1 मिनट लगता है आपको मर्ज करो और आप म्यूजिक क्रिएट कर सकते हो. सो इफ यू सी, definitely is this generative AI is being used in these fields very, very explicitly and very effectively as well. Benefits: creativity, efficiency, personalization, exploration, accessibility, scalability. So that is all I have here, talking about the content of the 4 units that is included. I think we have one more thing. These are the generative AI tools that they talk about. They are beautifully done in the book also. They talk about this GAN Paint. It's a application. आप इसके through इसको जाओगे. It is an application where it will allow you to paint. ये आर्ट रीडर, रनवे ML, चैट जीपीटी, Gemini, Copilot. Chat GPT is something that they already know about it. You can also tell them about Gemini and Copilot. Copilot primarily Microsoft का है, and वो बहुत ज़्यादा coding based है कि अगर आपको coding assistance चाहिए होती है, so you say you write a program in Python language to calculate sum of 2 numbers, you use Copilot, is done very beautifully. Runway ML जो है वो जनरेटिव मॉडल्स क्रिएट करता है. आर्ट ब्रीडर भी है. अगर आप बुक में ये इसके एग्जांपल्स देखेंगे तो दे आर गिवन वंडरफुली देयर एंड यू विल बी एबल टू डू इट. सो this is all is what is the content of I wanted to show you. Wait. So these are the images, how you can differentiate between the which one of them is real and which is Gen AI. So आपको देख के समझ आ जाएगा वैसे भी Gen AI created कौन सी है और वो कौन सी है. I also wanted to show you one thing. I'm sorry for scrolling it so far, वो eyes को strain पड़ता है, but I wanted to show you. ये आपकी AI की CBSE हैंडबुक में भी ये सारे दिए हुए हैं applications. तो ये हमें ये that can be included for a lab class. So this is an art reader, primarily mix different images together. Then there is this Chat GPT, they all know about. RunML platform है. Again, generative AI create करता है आपके लिए. बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है ये वाला. Gemini है, equivalent to Chat GPT. और ये बहुत आप ट्रेन भी कर सकते हो. Gemini बहुत जल्दी ट्रेन हो जाता है. Chat GPT में टाइम लगता है, लेकिन ये बहुत जल्दी ट्रेन हो जाता है क्योंकि इसमें नंबर ऑफ यूजर्स अभी कम है Gemini में. सो इट्स वेरी इजीली ट्रेन्ड. और ये माइक्रोसॉफ्ट का Copilot. सो these are the tools. इसके अलावा भी बहुत सारे tools हैं जो इन्होंने list down करे हैं. So you can use them. Tell them this can be very interesting. तो before you teach them actually Gen AI का theoretical portion, क्योंकि वो बहुत theory है उनको इस stage में, you tell them to use them first, and then I think it will be a helpful thing.
Thank you so much.
over to you, Nitin.